Zenless Zone Zero continues to release amazing new characters with each patch. But today, we gotta talk about a character making a return in the upcoming banner for 1.1. You know her, you love her, and everybody has her since she was free from the 45 million pre-downloads. That's right, this video is all about Corin. Today, we're gonna break down everything about her, from her kit, how to build her, team synergies, and more. After this guide, you will fully be ready to invest into Corin so that she kicks some major you-know-where. Grab yourself some tea, and let's do this. Corin is an A-rank physical DPS unit who is totally free for everyone. She is from the Victoria Housekeeping Co. faction, which means she not only can serve you tea as a maid, but can also kick some baddies' arse with a chainsaw. Overall, she's pretty simple to use, but can still pack a good punch. Starting with Corin's basic attack called Wipeout, this will deal 5 physical damage slashes. Additionally, if you repeatedly press or hold the basic attack button during the 3rd or 5th hits, you can extend the chainsaw attack. Other than that, there isn't too much for this move. Corin's special is called Clean Sweep. She will unleash a bunch of slashes on frontal enemies, all dealing physical damage. Just like her basic, you can repeatedly press or hold down the button to extend the chainsaw portion. Additionally, anti-interrupt is increased during the skill, and damage taken by Corin is reduced by 40%. When you have enough energy, you can activate Beware the Skirt. There is only a couple differences between the normal version and this version with energy. First, it will do a significant increase in physical damage. Second, while she is doing the spinning portion, she is fully invulnerable. Other than these, the move is pretty much the same, so let's move on to some dodging. Like the rest of her kit, the dodge mechanics are also very simple. Dash attack Oopsie Daisy just simply deals physical damage. You can also repeatedly press or hold down the button to extend the attack duration. Her dodge counter, Nope, is the exact same, just dealing more damage, making her fully invulnerable. I think you can kind of see the pattern here that she's got a really simple kit. Once your decibel rating is at 3000, aka max, you know what time it is. It's time to press Q to activate Very Sorry, which deals massive physical damage with powerful slashes and a cute little animation. Again, there's not really much to discuss here, but let's go into the last part of her simple kit called Core Passive. Her first one is called Hyper Focus. This one just simply states that after holding or repeatedly pressing the extended slash with the chainsaw, the damage will be increased by 18.7%. In other words, just simply extend your chainsaw duration on your attacks to get a free significant damage boost. Corin's additional ability activates when you have a fellow Victoria Housekeeping member or physical character in the same squad. It's called Cleanup Assistance and will just simply do a 35% more damage to stunned enemies. And that's everything about Corin's kit. While this kit may be simple and easy, I guarantee our next guide video for Jane Doe won't be as simple. Make sure to subscribe to the channel so you know exactly when my Jane Doe guides go live. Anyway, let's get to the good stuff. Now that we know all of Corin's kit, we can finally break down how to build her properly. Starting with the W engines, her best in slot will actually be Nekomata's S rank, the Steel Cushion. This will provide a physical damage boost of 20%, and the equipper's damage increases by 25% more when attacking from behind. But do not fret if you don't have an S-rank engine, as there are plenty of other very good options for Corin. Next on the list is her personal W engine, Housekeeper. While off-field, energy regen increases by 0.45 per second. When the EX special attack hits an enemy, the equipper's physical damage increases by 3%, stacking up to 15 times. Re-triggering the effect refreshes the duration. This one's really good because we always want to be doing that EX special when we can on Corin, so any energy as well as the 45% pretty much free damage boost is really nice to have. The rest of these options will be slightly different and get more utility depending on your teams and how you want to play. An awesome free-to-play option is the Starlight engine, which just says launching a dodge counter or quick assist increases the equipper's attack by 12% for 12 seconds. The last one I want to mention is the Battle Pass engine, cannon rotor. In my opinion, this is the best one that you can choose from the level 30 of the battle pass anyway. This will increase attack by 7.5%, and when landing a crit on an enemy will inflict an additional 200% of your attack as damage, triggering once every 8 seconds. Although to be fair, there's not really any bad attack W engines for Corin as long as you're using physical damage. But now we can move right along to her disc drives, and she has a fairly good amount of options here as well. The personal best in slot for her is the 4-piece Fanged Metal. Not only will it increase physical damage by 10%, but whenever a squad member inflicts assault, the equipper deals 35% increased damage to the target for 12 seconds. What's interesting about Corin though is that she has 2 other options you can use for a 4-piece. Puffer Electro increases pen ratio by 8%, and ultimate damage by 20%. When launching this ultimate, the equipper's attack goes up by 15% for 12 seconds. While this one is acceptable, it's not going to be nearly as good as Fanged Metal or Woodpecker Electro, which will increase crit rate by 8%, and then when triggering a crit hit with basic attack, dodge counter, or EX special, you will increase the equipper's attack by 9% for 6 seconds. In order of what I would use for 4-piece, I would use Fanged Metal, then Woodpecker, then Puffer, although any will get along just fine for the content in the game. As for the 2-piece, just use whichever one you're not using from these 3, as these are the best options. In other words, your best bet is to use the 4-piece Fanged Metal and probably the 2-piece of Woodpecker Electro. But of course, as you all know, slots 4 through 6 on disk drives are variable main stats. For slot 4, for pretty much any DPS, you want either crit rate or crit damage. Slot 5 just needs to be physical damage bonus, and slot 6 for DPS should always be attack. Substat priority is about the same, always start with the crit rate or crit damage, then your attack percent, then your flat attack, then your flat pen. The last thing we need to talk about for the build is of course the Bangboos. This will obviously be highly dependent on what team you build around Corin. For instance, if you're using a Victoria Housekeeping Co. faction team, you're going to want to use Butler. In a team with 2 or more physical attribute characters, use Bangvolver. If you don't have any S ranks, use your Lucky Boo, and extra props if you did the event, because you'll have S5 of him. Now that we know her build, let's talk a little bit about how good she is in the metagame. As a free unit to everyone, she's actually still pretty good. While she is outclassed by some of the other DPS in the game, specifically the S ranks, she can still pack a punch and get the content done. Especially since the only S rank physical DPS is Nekomata, so if you need a Fizz team, she can definitely work. Plus, as an A rank, it's a lot easier to get her Mindscapes, especially because she's on the banner right now. If you do want to get Qingyi, who in my opinion is the best in the game right now, you'll have a bonus chance of getting Mindscapes for Corin Wickes. She will struggle a little bit more than those other DPS in the meta game, specifically in Shiyu Defense and Hollow Zero, but she can still get it done in the right team synergies. Since she's a DPS, she really wants to be the star of the show in most cases. My favorite team to use her in is with her Victoria Housekeeping friends, specifically Von Lycone and Rena. This team still gives you a lot of that stun from Von Lycone that you're really going to need in the endgame, plus a lot of good support buffs and debuffs for the enemy from Rena. The downside of this team though is that Ice and Physical aren't ever really paired together, especially in Shiyu Defense, so sometimes you can get a little resistance issues there. For that problem, you could also use a Physical team. Recently, I've been experimenting more with the Anomaly units, and Piper's core passives are still met with Corin on the team. In fact, that core passive will also boost squad member damage by 18%. That's pretty good support even while you're doing a lot of anomaly damage through that assault. As for the third slot of the physical team, you can really just use any support. Rena or Lucy would probably be your best bet. As you can see, the common theme along Corin's kit and teams and everything has been the simplicity. I think all of you can already tell how much shorter this guide video is going to be compared to our future characters. But now does seem to be the best time to build Corin if you haven't already. In just a couple of weeks we're gonna get Jane Doe, so that endgame is going to shift towards physical. Plus she has an adorable design and she's a really cool character. All of her character polish really contributes to that cozy kind of simple lifestyle that you get when playing Corin. Her story, her animations, her voice acting, all of it is just really well done. But that's enough out of me because that's pretty much everything I have for this short little guide. Let me know what you think about Corin in the comments below, and I'd really like to discuss more about this with you all. And in case you were wondering, yes, there is another secret reason why we're doing a Corin guide right now. But you'll have to just wait and see what that could be by subscribing to the channel and liking the video. Trust me, it's gonna be well worth the wait. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, all it takes is one pull. See you in the next video, and bye for now.